catch up or take a break. Hello, in this video we're going to be learning about how line, if like drawn in a certain angle or direction, shows shape and dimension. Okay, in this particular project we're going to use line to make it appear like our hands are actually underneath something like a cloth. So what you need to do is turn your paper portrait mode. That means it's going the long way up and down. All you need is a piece of paper and a pencil. I'll be using a black fine tip marker so you can see it for the purpose of this video. You're also going to need your non-dominant hand. So if you write with your right hand, you're going to need your left hand, like me. What we're going to do first is you're going to lay your hand on the paper and keeping your marker or pencil straight up and down and tracing around your hand. There you go. Try not to move your fingers. Perfect. That will give us the basic tracing of your hand. Now we're going to be using lines, moving left to right to get dimension. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go from the bottom. In this corner here, you're going to go straight. And since our wrist is curved, we're going to create a curved line like this, just a small arc. Mine's not perfect, but that's okay. And we're going to continue our line straight across. We're going to be doing that through the entire page. So next we're going to have a line. Has a little space in between your previous one. Up and over where your previously, like your hand line is drawn, and across. And you're going to repeat that step all the way across. Your line should be somewhat connected all the way. Here we go again. Up and over. You're probably wondering, what about this space down here? Well, fit a little line, go across. No line can really fit, but we want our picture to continue off the page, so we're gonna just fill in that space using some curved lines. Going back up over here now. Over and across. Across, up and over and across. There we go. Now we're at the point where we're getting to finger spaces, and our line is just going to continue like normal. It's going to go up, over, and then it's going to go straight, and then up and over, straight. And then we can fill in these spaces with different curved lines in the hand and straight lines in the other. Curving, 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 and straight. And we can fill in those spaces with some more straight lines. We're getting to the fingers now, so it's gonna be curved, 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 straight, and we can fill in the rest of that with a nice curved line. Let's do it again. Straight, curved, straight, curved, straight, curved, straight, curved, straight. And you're just going to repeat that all the way across. Don't worry about your lines being perfectly horizontal. When our hand goes underneath something like fabric, it changes the way the fabric flows, right? It's not going to be perfectly flat. It's going to bend, it's going to crease, it's going to shape to our hand. Now I'm skipping that finger because obviously the line doesn't touch it, so I'm just continuing on. Same with this one. If you think it could use a little extra line there, you can always add one. And now that there's no hand, we're just continuing straight across. Looks pretty cool. You can see it now. Now we're gonna do things with color. Color, as you learned, may make the image appear more dimensional, and there's things we can do with color and value to really make our image pop. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take a color pencil, and along the edge of my hand, I'm going to color it extremely dark on both sides. All the way around. I'm going to stop there. I just want to show you this effect down at the wrist area. I'll do it on the other side. You may just want to watch this so you can see exactly what I'm talking about before you go and do your own. So I'm going extremely hard so I get a nice bold color. Now when we show value something, it's like, I want you to look at your hand. My hand's a really good example of that right now. It has light and dark side. Dark where the shadow, or there's no light passing through my hand or touching it. Light where there's a lot of light. You see how, and that makes my hand appear like it is actually dimensional. We're gonna take that same concept and do it with our drawing. So on the edges, it's gonna be nice and dark. And it's gonna, the most light is gonna touch the top of your hand. So now I'm going this direction, and I'm just going somewhat a little softer. About a third of the way across the wrist, so almost to the middle. I'm gonna come back and make this a little darker. Whoops. So you can just see it a little more. And here I'm going like medium tone or shade. And then I'm gonna leave that middle very, very light, almost like white. You may have to go back and make it darker. You can always make it darker, but you can't make it lighter. So it's better to always start light until you know it's right. When you have value and showing definition, you want to make sure you have a nice transition of color. I'll pull this up here a little more. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. See that? It's not just harshly going light to dark or dark to light. It is a nice transition, which we call an ombre or a fade. I'm going to do the rest of my hand. The light part of my hand is going to be towards the center, remember. Think about here, we have a crease in our hand. See, you can see a lot of shadow there, so I'm going to make that a little darker and slowly fade it to light. Same with all the tips of my fingers and the insides. Just gonna go over this a little harsher in here. There we go, now it's getting it. I need to just blend it in a little more. There we go. Pretty cool. Let's do this side, kind of complete the shape here. Alright, I'm going to leave that just kind of open-ended for you. What else you can do is you can add different stripes. So you can alternate your colors while still adding a different effect, or that same effect where it is darker around the outline of your hand and it gets lighter towards the center. I'm going to now color the outside just so you can see this. Same kind of concept, boys and girls. It's going to be darker near your hand. That's where your hand, there's a lot of different crunching of fabric and a lot of shadow. We're pretending this is fabric. What we're doing with this color is we're drawing attention towards that line of your hand, and we're allowing these other lines to really show the definition and the shape. And I'm just gonna do a little bit over here so you can see it as well. So I'm coloring my yellow nice and bold as it's closer to the hand, and as it gets farther away from the hand, I am really lightening it up. See how it makes it appear like this is a shadow? Pretty cool. And it also really draws attention to the edge. And once again, these lines really help guide and make it feel like it is more 3D and it's an actual form. Do a little bit in here so you can still get the idea. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit where we did not color the inside fingers purple, so that way you can really see the difference, kind of like a before and after of this effect. I'm gonna go in a little darker with them. There we go. What we're creating is a little bit of an illusion, so it's making our brains think like, oh my gosh, this is actually pressing, or it's lifting off the paper. It's doing something, which is pretty cool. I love making illusional art. So you can definitely see the difference. Now look at the difference the purple made. Just by adding that value, it makes the hand look even more dimensional. Perfect. You can play with all different colors and have fun with it. You can shade this all different ways. Looking pretty cool. All right, so today we learned about drawing lines and how important direction and shape of that line is to show a form, and also how color can be used, especially when we do value, light and dark, to really enhance that form and make it look 3D. What you created today is an illusion, so making it look like our artwork is actually moving or doing something, whether it's going in and out of the paper. It really just depends how you color it, and it can go any way you want it to look. All right, thanks for joining in. Have a good day. Bye.